Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. I do not know what has changed, but my situation, I have a tiny little desk thing, and I have my monitor on top of that, and I have my PlayStation camera up on top of the monitor. And normally it's, quote unquote, stable in position, but today every little movement I make and everything is just wobbling. The camera view is just wiggling everywhere. So I don't know what changed, but everything's unstable. So if my camera goes a wibbling and wobbling while I'm recording, my sincere apologies. Yay. But past that, thank you for coming here to watch. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up on that. It is once again raining here in Shelton, Washington, United States of America, West Coast. It is wet and gray, and in just a moment I'm going to do some real quick talk about that because, of course, to front load the video, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms and hit like at any time, that would be very awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't, that too would be very cool. Interacting with the YouTube algorithms, yay! If you could leave me a comment, that too would be very awesome. I appreciate that very, very much. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people are literally helping to keep me alive, and it is greatly appreciated. These are beautiful and awesome people, and it is appreciated so much. Thank you. If you would like to become a patreon.com patron and help keep me alive, that would be very cool and greatly appreciated. I don't know how long, I still can't judge this, but hopefully it's not still text over my face, or I didn't just keep my hands up for no reason. But if you could become a patron, that'd be very cool. But of course, you don't have to, but it would be awesome. Yay! Front loading all over. Yeah, it's been raining and raining and raining and raining and raining, and it's gotten dark a lot. The last couple of years, it has been a slow process through the getting dark and then just being dark, especially with the whole daylight savings change thing. This year, it got dark fast, and it has stayed dark, and now it's even darker. It gets light. It's right now, it's dim and gray outside because it's raining, and it's like 7:30 is like when it gets lightish. And then it stays dim and gray all day, and then at 4 o'clock it's dark. I have seasonal affective disorder syndrome because the lack of sunlight. That hurts my mood, the whole depression thing, and this has just been stomping on me this year. Yay. I haven't been doing much. Physically, kinda. I've been falling asleep every single day because just the change in weather and insomnia. So joy. But past that, I'm trying to stay active mentally, and I'm still, every single day I head out and I go walkies, and I've increased the distance that I walk in town by increasing the loops and the distances. So I'm walking over 5 miles just in a straight shot every time I go walkies. And of course, I'm on the second floor of a place that we're renting, so I go up and down the stairs a lot every day, and doing stairs is really, really good for you. So even though I sit too much and I need to go out walkies more, I'm still doing pretty good. So thumbs up on that. But I'm trying to do writing things, even though that's hard. My motivation, because of hopefully it's just the change in the weather, not something else horrific. My motivation has been largely just stomped on, but hopefully that's going to be changing because I keep pushing and I keep thinking and I keep trying to do things. I'm still playing games, of course, definitely a thumbs up on that. There were some various things, and it's all, I'm doing what I can that way. One thing I have gotten semi-excited about, and I want to talk about this one because it is so amazingly old school. I was just doing some random stuff just the other day, can't even remember, like 2 days back, 1 day back. And I thought of the old game, Tunnels and Trolls, because I think there was like a recommended video, maybe they mentioned it, and it was like, oh, Tunnels and Trolls, these old games. It's an old role-playing game, paper and pencil, from the time of the original Dungeons and Dragons, like the mid-70s. old game. And so I did some quick, hey, they've been working on it, and are people still talking about it? Yeah, there's still lots of YouTube videos on it. And through that, I found somebody talking about this thing called the D100 dungeon. After watching some videos and being interested, found the website of the person who does it, and they make YouTube videos about their game system as well. The videos are awful. They're terrible. They're just a view from up above of rule book and this guy's hand as he's doing stuff on character sheets. And he's got a pretty thick accent, and he talks slow, and he's not a very good presenter, and he makes mistakes, and so he's really not selling the game well. But I love it because of that. It is so old school. It's beautiful. They are paper books, and they're for solo play. And they determine you can do random adventures by yourself. And the first book is dungeon adventures, and then they add an overworld on top of that, and it's all random stuff. And it's so old school. Because if you come across a battle, like you come across, say, 5 goblin archers, and so you're going to have to fight the 5 goblin archers, how would you do this? It is so old school. The characters that you're fighting, the goblin archers, you just, to simulate the battle, put their hit point list in like 5 numbers on a sheet of paper. And then you occasionally, you make the rolls for combat, and you do damage, and they take damage, and you remove armor stuff, and then it's like, this one has 3 points, this one has 5 hit points, this one has 6 hit points, you did 9 points of damage, so you applied 9 points to the group. Well, that takes out the first person, they only have 3. So now there's 6 points left, but the other person has 5 hit points. That takes them out. The third one, they take 1 point of damage. That's the battle. Hash marks on some numbers. It's all up here. And rolling dice and character sheets. It is so 1970s. I love this. The video, the game, I gotta try and figure out some way to get them. Because hokey smokes, they're beautiful. Even the videos. They don't sell the game, they're awful. The guy has terrible screen presence. I love the videos. I've been watching them. I'm really hyped up about this game because it is so old school. It is definitely cool. Thumbs up on that. But past that, yeah, I've just been going walkies in the rain, and it's good. It's dark. It's gonna be dark unless I go out in the middle of the afternoon. Even that's gonna be dark. Yay. But I got therapy today, so that's going to be good. I'm going to talk to my therapist. Definitely a thumbs up on that. I'm trying to be as active as I can physically, and I'm also, of course, being active mentally, because to talk more about the whole inside-outside thing, I got to come up with a good sort of easy-to-say sentence on that one. There's a lot I want to talk about because I've been really working a lot about this whole thing, because I've got this, like I've mentioned before, a whole sort of slice of life, bunch of short stories that it has an overarching thing where, of course, it's the Apple Rock Kaiju is the main thing. When it went through and ate 12,000 people, half the town of Apple Rock. Part of that is I want to spend the rest of the time talking about this because I've mentioned, that it's dangerous inside and it's dangerous in the Razor's Edge, which is dangerous in the outside, but we've more tamed this place. You can't tame the inside and the Razor's Edge because there's an eternal frontier. There's always more. So you can tame an area, leave, you come back, it's a new untamed area. There's hideous beasts and monsters, but there's nothing out there really that is going to claim human beings as primary prey. Anything that did would quickly die out itself. We don't reproduce fast enough. It takes a year almost to gestate a child. Whereas the smaller critters we have in our world, like hamsters, it only takes a few weeks. And they can pump out a huge litter. And then really quickly, their babies are pumping out litters. So anything that predates on us, we'd vanish quickly, they'd vanish quickly. We're largely just opportunity prey, no matter if you're on the inside or if you're on inside the Razor's Edge. At the same time, there is the one thing I've talked about that is both the exception and the exception to the rule that proves the rule. Because, of course, the Apple Rock Kaiju, in all of its existence, a very, very long time, because there have been human beings on the inside before there were human beings on the outside, and I'll talk about that another day, the Apple Rock Kaiju has only, in the past, preyed on human beings. It has, in the present, only preyed on human beings, and will likely for the future only prey on human beings. It has eaten a lot of people through the years. Now, it has been several hundred years since the last time that it depopulated the town, because you go back in time and it's like maybe 2,000 people a couple hundred years back when it was at its biggest. Pretty easy to wipe out if it rampages. With this latest rampage, the town had been doing some meta-analysis and found out that a lot of stuff was falling down and breaking apart through the last year, where everyone was feeling just this great pressure in the razor's edge, which was the whole Apple Rock Kaiju getting ready. But the Crimson Kingdom, when they came in to do some work afterward, they did a greater and deeper meta-analysis. The previous rampage of the Apple Rock Kaiju, when it ate less than 700 people, and everyone in town, of course, is like, well, why would I move? I'm fine. Last time it came through, it only ate 700 people. You get wary, you get careful, you know where to run, you know where to hide. Yeah, you don't. There was a lot of property damage done, and that was 3 years before this rampage. When they did that meta-analysis, yeah, there was a repeater booster tower that was put in after that rampage to handle communications in Apple Rock after that. The place that they bought had a major nexus of gas lines underneath it. On the previous rampage, where it ate less than 700 people, it damaged and destroyed things like the power generation, all these things that were good for infrastructure, so they had to be rebuilt. And every place that they were rebuilt were underneath a whole bunch of major gas lines. And 3 years later, when the Apple Rock Kaiju rampaged again and the gas lines started to explode, the nexus line underneath the repeater booster that handled all communications for the town by that time, everything was routed through the booster. Everything else had failed. So it was being routed through the booster. No emergency communications. When the gas lines went, that tower was vaporized. There was nothing left. To the entire rest of the developing electronic communications part of the world, suddenly Apple Rock just vanished. Nobody had any idea what was happening. It just went dark. For people that were on cell phones, that lasted a little bit longer. So if you had people on the outside, like one of the people in the story I want to tell, she's sighted, she's on her laptop, she's like FaceTiming with someone on their mobile in Apple Rock. And they're just talking, and at precisely 1 a.m. on that night, they're just talking and yakking, and then suddenly they're watching, and boom, all the lights go off on the Apple Rock side. And she's like, well, what's going on? And the person she's talking to is like, what the hell? What happened to the lights? And then, boom, connection lost, and nothing. Apple Rock goes radio silent, dark. To everyone else out there in the world, suddenly it's like it doesn't exist. No one has any idea what happened or what is happening. And for the next 8 hours, the Apple Rock Kaiju rampages through town, expertly hurting everyone, terrorizing, killing, and eating. And in the end, 12,000 people are gone. And as I've mentioned, how there's more there on the inside for like landscaping, because it is a powerful being and not a species. The Apple Rock Kaiju, when it settles down and starts curling into its Apple Rock form, so that its outside armor fits together so tightly and so well you can't even see a seam, there's more there on the inside, because this thing is big, and when it curls up and gets down into hibernation mode, it is a lot smaller. It can't fold up, but it does because there's more there. Just as on the inside, it can eat 12,000 people at one shot because its insides aren't limited in size to the size of its body. Just like when it curls up, there's more there. It could have easily eaten everyone in town, all 25,000 people. But its nutritional requirements had been hit at right around 5,000. After that, it was just eating for flavor until it started to get sleepy. A lot of meat to digest, so you gotta go and rest. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments. There are far less than the 25 that I used to go through and thank, but any amount more than 0 is awesome. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. If I do mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language with my depression, fibro, ADHD, and a whole host of other issues, excuse me, while my memory is getting while my memory's getting better, one day it's gonna hit the end. Haley Laura, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Lots of very good things to think about and talk about. I'd love to get a wiki done. I don't know what I'm gonna do though. Jocelyn Williams, good to see you in the comments. We have Chris Kerr, greatly appreciated. Fargrand, well, son of a gun, good to see you in the comments. And then we have Obsidian ASMR. Thank you very, very much. Beast of the Heart, Lyrics of the Soul. Well, son of a gun, go check out this person's channel. They do reactions, so thumbs up on that. We have SZASS Tam, thumbs up and thank you very much. And Zach Campbell, greatly appreciated. We have Ben B, thumbs up and thank you. Yuki likes hot potatoes. Good to see you in the comments, and hopefully it'll stop raining soon. Mountain TIYAUAIAIA, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. And Pancake Cookie, the very best kind of cookie, thumbs up. We have Craig YAC, thumbs up, thank you. There's Larry from Space, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. Flora Mew, good to see you in the comments as well. And Ice Damon, good to see you as well. Thumbs up, definitely a good thing. Thank you, each and every one of you. My camera is just wibbly wobbling everywhere. I am so sorry. I don't know. I gotta fix it somehow. I even put tape on it. Anyway, though, you all get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, and it is appreciated to no end. Thumbs up and thank you. I do not know what device you're watching this on, so I do not know where the video description is, but inside that there are links to all of my channels, so if you could check those out, that would be cool. I also have links to things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and if you could become, once again, my thanks to all of these beautiful and awesome people, if you could become a beautiful and awesome person, literally help keep me alive, that would be a very, very cool thing. I mean, 99% of my disability goes to rent, leaving me nothing for food. But thank you so much. If you could, well, if you don't want to help me out that way, but you'd like to help me out financially, I do have a PayPal link, and I'm not above grubbing for your spare cash. So, and of course, there's an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food and hamster bedding, and I got to put things like hard drives and a screwdriver set so I can open up my PS4 and blow the air out. But do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate a little positive validation I get from my assistants. A definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thumbs up and thank you. Yay! But of course, remember to seek creativity. Keep your brain lubed. Stave off dementia when you're older. Your brain is literally use it or lose it. So keep using it and seek positivity. I was a negative person for far too long, and it only hurts yourself and others. Seek balance in all things. Moderation in everything. It's more boring, but it's also a lot healthier. So with the covfefe bug still raging around the world, if you don't have to go out amongst others, please don't. If you do, wear a mask, wash your hands often, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing, get vaxxed, get the jab. Get a booster if you can. So, until we meet again. What am I doing? So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing. I am no hyper vlogger. I leave in my mistakes.